Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. As I do, now I have this advice so that you can keep your dogs more protected when you take them for a walk. And take them in your car. Either because they are going on a trip or they are going to take them to a park far from their home, etc. But in general we always carry them without securing them well, and they can be very hurt if someone breaks or if one does not want it they have an accident. With this tip you can be calmer when bringing them with you in your car. So let's see what we are going to need for this project. We are going to need one of these leashes that are flat so that it is easier to tighten the harness that you have for your dog, since this should not be done if you only have another leash. Either the same one you use to take your dog for a walk or another one just like the one at the beginning. We may also need a stapler, gray tape and one of those climbing hooks. Now let's see how we will do it. In the back of your car you are going to take the handle that comes on the roof, and through there you are going to pass the strap. In this case we are only going to pass the rope through the ring where we put our hand and pull it until it is completely gripped and taut, as you can see in the video. Make sure it's as tense as possible and there's no chance of it leaking out. Then we go to the other side of the car and take the end of the strap, and we are not going to insert it from the side it comes from but from the outside in as shown on the screen. Here is the important thing. Try to tighten it as much as possible, and in this case, since the handles are not fixed, try to push them towards the ceiling or inwards so that you can tighten it as much as possible. Since you feel that it is tight, give it several turns and tie the knot that you want, but make sure it stays fixed. Here I will tie the fisherman's knot, which I think is the simplest, but you can make the one you think is appropriate, and the most important thing is that it stays as fixed as possible. Once you have finished, it should look more or less as I show you, and here you can check if it is tight or still missing, but here it turned out quite well. Then we take the other leash and we are going to measure so that it is more or less at a height that we can hold our dog so that he cannot pass in front of it, but with enough length so that he can sit. Here it will depend a lot on the height of your dog, so calculate it carefully. We only make a knot where we want it to be to take it as a reference and make the final knot, which is a sliding knot like the one shown on the screen. Now we just take the climbing hook and put it in the hole, and then we put it on the strap that we have on the roof. Now fixed, we just tighten the knot so that it is securely fastened and there is no possibility of it coming loose or loosening in any way. Once this is done, it should look more or less like this. Now we just take our star model with her harness on and hook her with the leash, and as you can see, she is well secured in case there is a fight or if we don't want it an accident, and this way we can be a little more sure that our pet is a little more protected and safe, instead of bringing her in like this and risking something happening to her. And as you can see, she has a lot of mobility, so she won't have any problems sitting or looking out the window if she likes that. If you had a lot of trouble making the slip knot, which personally cost me a lot of work, there is a much simpler way to do it, and it is just as strong as if we tied any knot. Just undo it and measure more or less the height for your dog. Make sure, since there is no turning back here since you have decided on the size, we just cut it with the scissors, and we are going to make a circle to be able to hold the climbing hook as seen on the screen. Now we take the stapler and instead of sewing we just staple a couple of times vertically and horizontally so that it is stronger and does not fall apart. To finish securing it, we only put enough gray tape to hold it, and at the same time we do not hurt ourselves when grabbing it by the staples. This way you will have the perfect size strap and without all the hassle of tying knots. The finished one should look just like the one I made. As you can see, this is how our security analyze is finished, and as I told you before, our pet is quite protected in case there is any confrontation, but at the same time it is left with the total freedom to move and sit whenever it wants. It is a very economical option that will allow us to have greater peace of mind every time we transport our dogs in our cars. Even so, I recommend that if you can buy a seatbelt specially designed for them, do so. But in the meantime this option is ideal, since only with the harness that we already had to walk it, and 2 other leashes that are not very expensive, we can bring our pet safer for when we go on a trip or when we take it with us for a walk, be it a park or some other place where we need to carry it in the car. As you already know, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share with all your family, friends and acquaintances. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this advice. As always, see you in the next videos. Thank you.